Hello, my name is Mara, and one of the ways I earn income is by tutoring on the Cambly platform. Up to the point of making this video, I have taught over 450 students on the platform over the past 2 years. So I have a lot to say about tutoring on the Cambly platform, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So let's go ahead and begin. Number one is taking more advantage of priority hours. If you want to increase your chances of attracting more students and becoming a highly rated Cambly tutor, take advantage of your priority hours. Priority hours tells the Cambly system that other students can book you before any other tutors on the Cambly system, which means that every time you do sign up for priority hours, your chances of getting booked by either regular or brand new students really jumps up and really increases. But I also want to be completely candid and straightforward and mention that just because you do sign up for priority hours does not guarantee that you will get any bookings. However, Cambly does have a policy that they will cover at least 15 minutes worth of your priority hour time. A second thing I wish I would have known more about was being better with taking advantage of the 5-minute break times. If you get to a point where you become a highly rated tutor on Cambly, there's going to be a very big chance that more students are going to want to learn with you, which means that you're going to start getting more reservation requests, especially when you sign up for priority hours. And honestly, that's really awesome. However, unlike other ESL schools, oftentimes whenever students do book with you, it's going to be back to back to back, which means that you're not going to have any downtime whatsoever. So if you do sign up for priority hours after concluding with a student, if you don't have any immediate reservations, I definitely would recommend you take advantage of hitting that 5-minute break button. Even though it does only give you one 5-minute break during your priority hour time, trust me, you're going to thank yourself for taking that break. It's going to give you time to drink water, use the bathroom, or just take a little breather before you start speaking to the next student again. A third thing I wish I would have known more about was just pacing myself as a teacher. It is amazing to get the amount of student requests that I have had and to have a full schedule every time I want to make myself available on Cambly. However, I have been especially prone to getting burnout, which is really common for a lot of Cambly teachers. The reason for that is because you're pouring so much energy into teaching students of various levels. And all that time talking and teaching and expounding yourself is going to take a lot of energy from you. So it is really easy to eventually feel exhausted, burnt out, and worse, resentful. So a big thing that I wish I would have done better with was pacing myself with the amount of priority hours in times that I made myself available. Now I'm at the point that if I ever do set up my schedule for weeks in advance and I do start signing up for priority hours, I always make sure now to give myself at least a 1-hour break in between priority hour times. That way I can at least breathe and decompress and eat. I'm telling you, that hour break makes such a difference to the quality of your teaching. And I wish I would have known that from the beginning. I probably would have gotten a higher rating than I do now. And taking care of your mental sanity is just as important as teaching a good lesson to students. You cannot teach from an empty well. The third thing I wish I would have known more about before teaching for Cambly was being really honest about my teaching ability. What's great about Cambly is that once again, a lot of students are going to want to request you as their teacher, especially if you start tutoring on the platform for longer periods of time. However, you need to be honest about what you can and what you cannot teach, or who you will not teach. So for example, If you are not interested in teaching children, you have no experience in that, or you do not tutor for any sort of testing preparation, you need to make sure that you state that on your profile. Really think about yourself and the experiences that you have and make sure that you are 100% transparent with other students and yourselves as far as what you are able to instruct students with. The last thing that you want to do is answer a phone call to a student expecting you to teach a set of curriculum that you know nothing about. So if you ever do come across that sort of situation where a student does want you to teach a certain subject matter that you are not experienced or qualified to do, just be honest and let them know. And I can assure you that they're going to be more grateful for your honesty. Now, on the flip side to honesty, if you work in a certain industry or you have certain qualifications and skill sets that you are quite knowledgeable about, list that on your profile. For example, I have a background in urban and regional planning, and I listed that on my Cambly profile. And since doing that, I have had a great number of students from the field of urban and regional planning and public policy request me for my industry expertise. Trust me, it is going to be very beneficial and even helpful for you as a professional to impart your knowledge onto international students. Another thing I wish I would have known sooner was being firm about setting boundaries. 99% of my students on Cambly have been amazing. They've been wonderful. I love them. However, there is usually going to be that 1% of inevitable students that is going to come off as very entitled or demanding, or may have a very brash attitude, or sometimes worse, they may act very inappropriately towards you and do things like flirt or say very derogatory statements. If you're in a situation where you may have had some sort of miscommunication or misunderstanding with a student that's genuinely wanting to learn the English language, try to see if you can message them or try to find some way to resolve the issue. And if you can't, I would definitely refer them to speak with Cambly's customer service. However, if you find that you encountered a student on a priority hour phone call that has been completely inappropriate and making you feel uncomfortable, do not, and I mean do not be shy about hitting that report student button. That makes sure that they are blocked from your profile and you will never have to tutor with them again. And depending on the severity, they may even be blocked from utilizing the Cambly program altogether. So if you wind up hitting that block button, do not worry because the Cambly admin team will be on your side. The last thing you want to do as a teacher is to be in a situation where you feel uncomfortable about teaching. And one thing I can say is that over the course of time since I have started tutoring on Cambly, Cambly has taken measures to protect teacher safety very seriously, and I really appreciate that about the platform. Another thing I wish I would have taken more seriously from the beginning was having a really impressive and detailed tutoring profile and introduction video. And it may sound like obvious advice, but your tutoring profile and introduction video is often going to be the first impression that students will have of you, and that those few seconds students take looking at your information is going to determine whether or not they want to invest time in learning from you. So I would just go ahead and put some extra time and really put some effort into making sure that you have as much detailed information as possible, and make sure to definitely run a spell checker or a grammatical check on the information you input in your tutoring profile, because you do not want any sort of spelling errors or typos, especially being that you are tutoring for an ESL platform. Another thing I wish I would have known more about before tutoring on Cambly was really acknowledging the pay. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Cambly does not pay as much as other ESL platforms. And what I mean by that is that if you are teaching adults on Cambly, you are getting paid 17 US cents per minute only of talking time, not for the full hour that you sign up for reservations or priority hour. It's from the moment you pick up your phone calls to the moment you end the conversation is when you get paid. So that means you are only getting paid up to $10.20 per hour. Now, if you are deciding to tutor for Cambly kids, they do pay a little bit more in that they pay 20 cents per talking minute and up to $12 per hour. Yes, Cambly does have some extra incentives where they can pay tutors a bonus fee, but overall, those are going to be the standard rates across the board, regardless of whether you have a master's degree like myself or not. Now, for a long time, I was really bitter and resentful about Cambly's pay, and I didn't always do very well as a teacher when I first began. However, being that I recently got laid off towards the end of 2021, Cambly has really served as a financial godsend for me. And because of Cambly, I am now at a place where I can start to pay my bills again on time, and I am back to being on the road of financial stability. So my big point is, once you sign up for Cambly, make sure you stay on it. Do not quit the platform. Do not quit teaching for the platform, especially with the times we're in. The economy is not at its strongest. So there is no such thing as job stability anymore. And I'm just saying that because Cambly is always a really great platform to have as a backup or supplemental income. I do love that I can create my own hours and I can work as often or as little as possible. So once again, I wish I would have been more honest with myself about the rate of Cambly, but still, it's been really helpful for me and my finances. So on the subject of money, up until the point of recording this video, I have earned a total of $3,168.30 on Cambly. While that obviously does not make me rich or a millionaire, that money has helped me tremendously. One of the last things that I really wish I would have been more aware of before tutoring for Cambly was putting 110% into every single lesson I teach. Students are not only looking for tutors that are going to help them develop their English speaking skills, but students want tutors that are going to help them develop as a professional, or maybe help them get the steps that they need in order to immigrate to another country. There are students with real life situations on there, and because of that, I now am in a place where I want to give every single student my all. I want to make sure that I am giving them the best quality education that I can for them. I make sure that I can try to get to know them as much as I can, ask them what their professional goals are, and always teach them in a very bright, upbeat, and cheerful manner. I am telling you, the quality of the teaching you do for your students is going to go a long way, and it's going to determine how students are going to rate you. If you teach well, you're going to have a high chance of being a highly rated tutor on the platform. However, the opposite is also true. If you're being kind of half-assed with your lessons and you're not really responding to students, or you're flaking out on reservation requests, your ratings are going to drop, which means that any incoming calls or reservation requests are also going to drop as well. And you do not want to put yourself in that sort of situation. Given everything that I have mentioned, would I even recommend that any people consider tutoring for Cambly? Absolutely. Cambly has given me the opportunity to connect with some incredible students from around the world, form great relationships, and also help me continue to develop my professional skills as an English tutor and overall educator. And for that, I could not be more grateful. Well, is there anything else that you would add to this video? Are you a tutor? What sort of advice would you offer? Go ahead and comment below. If you're interested in tutoring with Cambly, please go ahead and click on my referral link below and shoot me an email. I'll have my contact information listed in the video description. If you're a Cambly student watching this video looking for a new tutor, go ahead and send a tutoring request to me, and that'll also be linked linked in the video description below. Well, anyway, folks, I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you so much and take care. Bye!